Welcome back, everybody. Again, you're listening to the Entrepreneurial Web. Today, we are doing a live stream on live streaming. Last section of the show, we heard from Andrew Berenbaum, who is a neighbor of mine in the awesome neighborhood of Windsor Terrace in Brooklyn. He is the CEO and founder of First Tube Media. Now, second portion of the show, I hope you're ready to get fit. We're going to do some exercise.
Yes.
I'm kidding. Welcome. This is Tara Pontani. Should we mention his last name?
We should.
My dojo husband, Kyle Schad.
Yes.
Tara Pontani Schad of the famous Pontani sisters, but she's also the host of a live stream that has exploded here during quarantine called Toning with Tara. You do it through Zoom?
Yes.
Yes. And man, people have joined. You got people from all over the country.
The world.
Joining all over the world.
Yes.
Sorry, I made your basket a little smaller. World sensation.
Yes. No, it's been amazing. Awesome. I have Brazil tuning in regularly. It's really amazing.
Boa, caraj. Can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Give us a little background and how you got into fitness instruction.
I've always been fit. Grew up dancing. Born in Trenton, New Jersey, oldest of three sisters. My mom put us in dancing school when we pretty much could walk. And that was it. We grew up dancing. So that's a very big part of who I am today. Not that I pursued that in college. I kind of let it go. But how I hold myself, I have my dance teacher constantly in my head. And it's translated to how I even teach. Just to have that proud chest, tuck your tailbone, cores engaged. Constantly, you can ask everyone that takes the classes. I chatter nonstop about your form, which is so important. So that I studied dance, moved to New York to go to NYU. My sister Angie did as well. And I actually studied cultural anthropology, which
I saw that.
With dance. I know. And then even went on to grad school at Columbia and Bank Street to do a master's in special ed and social work. But at that same time, there was a really awesome thing going on in the city with the burlesque scene revival, and my sister was very much involved in it. She always maintained her dancing and her art form, wanted to be on the stage. And we were roommates, and we were living in a railroad apartment in Williamsburg in the early 90s, paying such a ridiculous amount for rent. And she needed somebody asked her to start a group, and she said, "Would you just dance with me?" And so I started dancing with her, and that became a huge thing. The Pontani sisters were very organic, and we had gigs all over the place in the city, from Windows on the World to Marion's on the Bowery, Galapagos when it was in Williamsburg.
Yeah, we remember it well.
And stints on late night with Conan O'Brien. We were on 6 times. We pushed Abe Vigoda in a tub. We sang. Max Weinberg was like, "What key do you sing in?" And my head almost exploded because I don't sing. And my sister was like, "Yes, we do." And
why does he care? He's a drummer.
Because we had to do a singing bit, and he was at the piano, and we were like, we sing in opera key. And that's what we did. So. And then I got the Pontani sisters were awesome. Toured the world, toured Europe, toured Canada. A really highlight of my life. Such incredible memories and opportunities. And then I got pregnant with twins. And Kyle and I were planning a wedding for May and end of May. And I was due the first week of June. So surprise, that's not happening. We had a rush wedding at City Hall because I needed his health insurance because performers didn't have health insurance.
You didn't get none.
No.
That's the only reason I got married.
Yeah. I still need it, so we're still married.
No. I know. Same here.
So,
especially right now, right?
Yeah, seriously. So the twins, and I was pregnant with twins, not a singleton. I had twins, which was just hilarious. Still freaking hilarious, as they're going to be 13 next week, which I don't even understand how that's possible. But the twins took me out they sidelined my performance career. There was no going back on the road. I mean, we were successful, but it's a grind. It is nonstop. It is a hustle, as any entrepreneur knows. It's your own business, and that's what it was. I couldn't do it. So my sister went on. She's still crushing it. Angie Pontani, she's awesome. And I focused on my kids. And I was able to do that. Kyle and I agreed that let's do it this way. We were totally all in on that. Then the boys got older. I got some of my time back, and I really got back into working out. And I just love running. Running became my thing. Ran a few marathons. Loved it, but then I got injured, and I found that I had to find something else to do. And that's when I discovered group classes and hitting the weights. And that was another organic process. I walked through one door of a gym, and it pretty much changed my life. And I was like, I love this. And when I get passionate about something, I kind of get this like tunnel vision. And I was like,
how it gets done.
You know, I can do this. I have a dancing background. I can do this. So that's it. And I went and got certified. My gym gave me a job. I ended up getting I put it out to my friends. I was like, anybody want to try some sessions with Tony and Tara? And I had a bunch of friends say yes. And then I did it for free for a little bit. And then I said, okay, they signed on after a few sessions. So that's how I got here.
And they were signing on through the gym you were working?
No, I was doing it independently. I didn't go
Nice.
through the gym. I was only teaching classes at the gym, and I was doing that in the park. We'd go meet in the park. They would come to me here. And then,
but it was either like one-on-one or small groups that you were doing.
Yeah.
Had you done any kind of virtual classes prior to March?
No. No. I was like, Zoom what?
Right. I know, I'd heard about it, and it's funny because I know other podcasters, and we used to do our shows live in studio. You know, we'd be in the studio in Midtown, and my guests would sit right across from me. And there were a couple guys like, oh, we could just do it through Zoom, like they were in Phoenix or whatever and wanted to come on. And I was like, no, we don't do that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, do you know how to Zoom? Like, the funny part is the kids though, they're like taking classes through Zoom, and they do the fancy backgrounds and all this stuff. And I'm like, what?
Please. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you mute? No, it's been such a crash course for me. I'm still learning how to do things on Zoom.
Yeah, of course. What I think is great, because my wife, Patty, does Tara's class sometimes if she wakes up. She always says, wake me up for Tara's class, because I'm always up.
I'm there for you. It's all good. You do you.
I get up every day and work out. That's just like, I have to get up and do it, you know, regardless, no matter what. We matted a whole room because the dojo's closed. And just like, I'm down on it every day. She's a little less motivated in terms of the physical aspects as I am. But I've walked by and just seen this screen and the amount of people. Like I've seen a number of Zoom things, and I'm like, where's Tara? Like there's so many people.
And Jeremiah, I just learned last week there's two screens. I had another screen.
Oh, really?
People. Yes. I was like, what is that that arrow?
Yeah. Wow.
There's another screen.
So how many people would you say are joining a class, like on average right now?
It's always in the mid 30s. 30 is usually my low. Today we were at 40. And then I have people text me, I'm so sorry I didn't make it to class. I'm so sorry I didn't make class this morning. And I was like, oh, I thought you were in there. And I don't see everybody all the time. Right. Oh my God, you weren't there. And I had 40 people. So yeah, it's 40.
I mean, when you hit a certain point, it's just like with social media, you know, you can keep up with the comments and all the interactions and the DMs and everything. And at a certain point, it's just like, there are more messages than I can respond to right now. And that's a beautiful thing, you know, as long as you're maintaining intimacy and occasionally like, oh yeah, you, and like giving some shout outs and stuff like that. I think that's important, but that's a blessing that you've hit that point. And currently this is something you were doing, just to point out to everybody, you're not charging money for this. This is just
no. And this
is Tara saying, I gotta work out. You gotta work out. Let's just do this.
So I've always been a physical person, always working, running, intentional movement. If I do not have intentional movement 5 out of the 7 days a week, I start to get depressed. Like it's just something, and this is a scientific thing. There's articles about this. Sure. When those endorphins don't get flowing, when it's not an intentional movement of excess, like you're pushing yourself a little bit, I get depressed. So what happened with this is like, okay, we're rolling in. Okay, we see the coronavirus wave coming to New York, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Gyms are going to get hit. We're shutting down. No, there's no way.
Yeah.
And the first day, it was like, I think it was the eve before we shut down, and 2 people texted me. One lovely girl, Ruby, who always takes my classes at the gym, and my friend Allison, and you know Allison.
Allison
And
Garber.
Allison Garber is not at the gym, but she texted me and was like, oh my gosh, if everything shuts down, is there a way you can do a class in the park? Ruby texted me, oh my gosh, I can't stop working out. We've made such gains. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Can you help me? Can you help me? You know, and I was just like, and Ruby, who's younger than me, said, do you know Zoom? And I was like, Zoom who? Like, you know, Zoom? And I went and looked at Zoom and I was like, all right, class tomorrow morning. And it was at 9 a.m. originally. And I was like, we'll do 45 minutes and see where it goes. And I was like, maybe I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, I don't know. So I told Allison, there were 8 people that next morning. And then they were like, can we share? Can we share? Yes. And literally it went from, and I told my sister and a couple friends, and it went from there to 20, and then it went to 30, and then it went to 40 very, very quickly. And I still, can I join? I get messages all the time. Yes, it's absolutely welcome to everyone. And I don't want to take a dime from anyone, because when the shutdown happened, all my performer friends, all my bartender friends, all my service industry, gone, income
Lights
gone.
Out.
And then getting the whole hassle of trying to get the unemployment, it was such a nightmare. I'm like, I'm not asking anybody for a dime. I'm in a situation where we are okay. My income coming in was extra for us because I'd been a stay-at-home mom for so long. So we are okay and we're going to be fine. But I was like, I'm not asking anybody. I just want to keep you moving, because if you stop moving, if we have to stay indoors, our minds are going to go like so bad. This is more not about maintaining the muscle we gained in the gym. It's about maintaining sanity for me. It 100%. Truly just boils down to sanity. And I want you to maintain your sanity, and I want her and him, because it's just so important. It's vital. It's vital. Yeah. It's what brought me into this, like from in the first place. And then this happening, I'm like, oh my God, if this is what I can give, then I'm giving it, because I want everyone to stay as healthy as they can. So it went from maybe 3 days a week in my head. And I was like, I'm doing this every day. I'm getting up. And then my friend Elena said, can you do 8:45? Because there's a lot of work at home people. Yeah. And they have to jump into meetings at 9:15, 9:30. So I live in an apartment building, and I was like, I can't start much earlier than 8:45. I have neighbors below me. Thank God they haven't said a word. But so we're at 8:45 now.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute, okay? Kick back, everybody. You're listening to the Entrepreneurial Web.